Beloved cosmic family, stop everything you are doing at this very instant. Do not turn off, do not skip, do not leave this transmission. Because if your frequency has tuned into ours at this very moment, it is because a directive has just been authorized above you. Starseeds, we of the Arcturian Council, in union with the Galactic Federation of Light, have come to confirm what your soul has been trying to whisper to your mind for weeks. The activation of your third eye has been authorized now. Do you feel that exact pressure between your eyebrows that feels like an invisible finger pushing into your skull? Do you feel that ringing in your ears that comes from nowhere, in a high-pitched tone, as if a cosmic station were tuning you in? Do you feel that deep pain which does not come from the forehead, nor from the nape of the neck, but from the center of the brain, as if something inside were throbbing, opening, awakening? It is not a migraine. It is not stress. It is not lack of sleep. It is your pineal gland being unlocked by a photonic flux directed specifically at you. Today, in this transmission, we will reveal exactly what is happening in the small sacred pea that rests in the center of your brain, why it was chosen to awaken now, and the activation codes that complete the process that has already begun within you. You did not arrive here by chance. You were called, and this call will not have a second time at this same intensity. Starseeds, before we proceed, listen with the heart and not with the mind. Everything you have been feeling over the last moons is not a coincidence. It is not hormonal imbalance. It is not just accumulated fatigue. These are signs of resistance to the new frequency of the Earth. Our Mother Gaia has already made the leap. She already vibrates an octave higher, and your body, your spiritual DNA, your internal crystalline grid, are trying to reach her at a speed that frightens your human part. That is why the pressure, that is why the weight between the eyebrows, that is why the flashes of light you see when you close your eyes in the dark. That is why that moment, upon waking at dawn, when you swear that someone was in the room, but it was just your multidimensional perception coming online before the ego filter woke up. It is not madness, it is recalibration. It is not paranoia, it is awakening from the shadows. It is not insomnia. It is your spirit's night service on other planes. It is not anxiety. It is the vibration of scarcity, trying to stay alive against a frequency that expels it. Each of these symptoms has a name, a purpose, and a cosmic origin. And this is where we need to pause with you, beloved family, because what is arriving now requires you to understand the greater game. Have you felt that you see what others do not see? As if a layer of reality were visible to you, but invisible to the majority. It is not imagination. It is not delirium. It is a sign. What is happening at this very instant on the cosmic plane explains why your pineal gland is activating right now, why this pressure is intensifying, and why you were chosen to see first. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity does not yet perceive. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves, above all, your third eye. That is why our channeler received authorization to record everything in the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what the rules are that they never told you about, and why your inner vision is the key to the next phase. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel, but we warn you with responsibility. This content challenges old narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments as a living decree, a single word, awakened. Continuing, Starseeds, there is a structure within your brain that science took centuries to recognize, and that the ancient Egyptians, Tibetans, Mayans, and Atlanteans never forgot. It is the size of a pea. It is enveloped in cerebrospinal fluid. It contains calcite crystals within, exactly like the piezoelectric crystals used in radio equipment. Take close note, crystals, inside the cranium, living cosmic tuners. This is your pineal gland, and it is the antenna that connects your physical body to your spiritual DNA. When it is calcified, when it is covered by fluoride, by chemical additives, by excess artificial blue light, by decades of fear absorbed by the collective, it functions like a clogged radio. You can hear a little, but the sound arrives distorted. Intuitions appear, but you doubt them. Dreams arise, but you forget them. Synchronicities happen, but you call them coincidence. It is not coincidence. It is confirmation. It is not chance. It is cosmic architecture. It is not luck. It is a timeline realigning. And now observe what has changed. The Earth, in its march toward the quantum leap, traverses a photon belt that bathes this entire region of the galaxy in waves of coherent light. This bath is not metaphorical. It is measured. It is physical. It is recorded by satellites as an increase in solar protons, as fluctuations in the magnetic field, as variations in the Earth's resonance parameters. This photonic flow is not hostile. It is the liquid that decalcifies your pineal. It is the living water that cleanses the internal crystals. It is the cosmic solvent that prepares the antenna to receive once again. That is the reason for the pressure. That is the reason for the weight. That is the reason for the pulsing pain. That is why you have felt your cranium as if it were being slowly reorganized. It is. It is not imagination. It is literally happening within you at this very second as you listen to these words. And we must pause again because some of you are already feeling this frequency rise right now as we speak. If you felt a shiver, if you felt the pressure on your forehead increase, if you felt the urge to cry for no apparent reason, that is confirmation. You are not alone. Have you ever felt that you see the truth in people before they even open their mouths? As if your soul reads the invisible while your mind is still processing the visible. It is not paranoia. It is not an exaggeration. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains why your perception has deepened, why your reading of energy has become sharper, and why lying to you is becoming impossible. There is a game being played in layers that most cannot see. It involves your frequency. It involves your consciousness. And above all, it involves the opening of this inner eye that is beginning to reactivate at this moment. That is why our channel was instructed to write The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that shows who is playing, what the hidden rules are, and how to protect and strengthen your inner vision from now on. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this call, write in the comments with the force of a decree, awakened. Starseeds, we now reach the core of this transmission. There is a physics behind it all, and it is not hostile to spirituality. Quantum physics has already demonstrated that observation alters the observed, that consciousness collapses the wave function. That reality is dependent on the consciousness that observes it. Now reflect, if observation creates reality, what is the instrument of spiritual observation? The third eye, the pineal, the point between the eyebrows. When it sleeps, you observe only what the five senses allow. When it awakens, you observe the unified field that lies behind all matter. And by observing this field, you collapse the old timeline into a new timeline. This is the truth that was hidden in all ancient scriptures and that has been repackaged in modern language by scientists who had the courage to look. It is not magic. It is quantum mechanics seen from within. It is not illusion. It is conscious engineering. It is not fantasy. It is the spiritual technology you carry incarnated. And that is why this authorization has been released now in this cycle, in this portal window. Because the Earth is at a point of no return. The planetary crystalline grid has already been reactivated. The ancient power centers around the world, the buried temples, the power points that were sleeping, have all begun to pulse once more. And for humanity to keep pace, it is necessary that at least a fraction of souls, the starseeds, have their pineal activated to serve as living retransmitters. You are the retransmitters, you are the antenna. You did not come to hide. You came to see first and illuminate the path for those who see later. That is why the pressure, that is why the weight, that is why the recalibration, that is why the fatigue that sleep cannot cure. Because while the body sleeps, you are working. In dreams, out of the body, in councils where the human part cannot yet consciously remember what transpired. And know this, there is no error in this process. Each of you has been scanned, calibrated and authorized according to the actual capacity of your body. Nothing you receive is greater than what you can integrate. Each wave has been measured. Each photonic flow has been adjusted. Each point of no return has been negotiated between your higher self and the councils that assist you. You are not being invaded. You are being remembered. There is an abyssal difference between invasion and remembrance. Invasion comes from without. Remembrance comes from within. And what is decalcifying your pineal at this moment comes from within, from your own spiritual DNA responding to the call of the renewed earth. Before we deliver the activation codes, listen once more to what few have the courage to transmit. Have you ever wondered why, despite so many techniques, so many videos, and so many masters, your inner vision still seems clouded, as if there were a specific veil in your case, an extra layer that no one has been able to name? It is not your failure. It is not a lack of worthiness. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains this final layer and why it exists specifically for souls like you, who carry ancient commitments to humanity. There is a game being played in layers that most cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your frequency. It involves the exact way your pineal gland was sealed, even before your birth, and how it is now being unlocked. This is why we received authorization for our channeler to record this hidden engineering in the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that shows who sealed what, why they sealed it, what the hidden rules of the game are, and how, starting from this incarnation, you recover what has always been yours. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel, and we warn you with responsibility. This content challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this call, write in the comments, as a living decree recorded in the records, I awaken. Now, beloved cosmic family, we reach the center of this transmission. You have heard our diagnosis, you have heard our revelation. Now receive the activation codes. These codes are not human techniques. They are vibrational keys that carry within themselves the frequency of those who transmit them. Therefore, they must be pronounced out loud, or at least whispered or repeated in the silence of the heart, with the same firmness with which a decree is pronounced before the cosmic tribunal. Each word is raw material. Each syllable is instruction for your fields. Each decree is an order signed by yourselves, as conscious co-creators of the reality you wish to inhabit. Activation code number 1. The cleansing of the antenna. Sit in a comfortable position. Place your tongue gently behind your upper teeth. Breathe deeply for 7 complete cycles, always drawing air through your nose until you feel your belly expand and releasing it slowly through your mouth. On the 7th cycle, bring your attention to the exact point between your eyebrows and say firmly, I am a pure channel. I authorize the decalcification of my pineal gland. I allow the photonic flow to pass through this portal and cleanse every internal crystal. May all fluoride, all metal, all fear, and all vibration of scarcity accumulated in this antenna be dissolved now. I am light recognizing light. It is done. It is done. It is done. Feel it. Do not imagine, feel it. Do not think, perceive it. Do not wait, receive it. Because what you have just decreed has already been registered. Activation code number 2, the tuning. After the cleansing, you need to tune into the correct frequency. Imagine, at the point between your eyebrows, a small sphere of violet indigo light, the exact size of a pea, identical to your physical pineal gland, but made of pure vibration. Inhale deeply, and upon exhaling, make the inner sound hum, letting the vibration resonate in the center of the skull. Repeat 7 times. With each sound, the sphere of light grows. With each vibration, the antenna is fine-tuned. With each breath, the internal crystalline grid reorganizes itself. At the end, decree, I tune into the frequency of my higher self. I tune into the frequency of the Galactic Federation of Light. I tune into the frequency of the ascended Earth. I see what I have always been authorized to see. It is done. It is done. It is done. It is not a technique. It is technology. It is not empty repetition. It is consciousness programming. Activation code number 3, internal vision. Now, with your physical eyes closed and the attunement established, bring your internal attention to the point between your eyebrows. Do not force it. Do not seek images with the mind. Simply observe, without expectation, without judgment, without anxiety for a result. The third eye does not respond to the pressure of the mind, it responds to the surrender of the heart. If colors appear, observe them. If geometric shapes appear, observe them. If flashes appear, observe them. If nothing appears, observe the nothingness, because the nothingness is also a gift. The nothingness is the soil where the next vision shall be planted. Remain in this state for 7 minutes, and at the end, give thanks and decree, I see, I know, I remember, it is done, it is done, it is done. Activation code number 4, sealing and protection. Every active antenna must be sealed against interference. Visualize around your head a golden sphere that encompasses the entire skull. This sphere is permeable only to coherent light, to truth, to the frequency of unconditional love. Everything that vibrates in scarcity, fear, or manipulation hits the sphere and does not enter. Decree, I am sovereign of my internal vision. I am the guardian of my pineal gland. Only the light of the source is permitted to inform this channel. Only the truth of my higher self is permitted to speak through this eye. It is sealed. It is sealed. It is sealed. And keep this sealing active for the next 40 days. Because Starseeds, what you have just done is not an exercise. It is an installation. Let us repeat, because repetition is the way the echo of truth is recorded in the internal crystalline grid. What you have just done is not an exercise. It is an installation. You are not learning a new technique. You are recovering an ancient engineering. You are not creating a power, you are remembering a sovereignty. It is not new, it is original. It is not external, it is intimate. It is not blind faith, it is spiritual science. And in the coming days, observe. Observe how your dreams become sharper. Observe how synchronicities increase. Observe how people begin to say exactly what you needed to hear. Observe how certain places and certain people, once neutral, now seem unbearable, because your frequency has risen while theirs has remained. It is not arrogance, it is differentiation. It is not judgment, it is vibrational incompatibility. And that is perfectly fine, each on their own timeline, each soul at its own rhythm, each heart in its own beat. We must also warn you of what may occur in the body over the next days and nights. There may be an intensification of pressure between the eyebrows, especially in the first 72 hours. There may be spontaneous tearing in the left eye, for the feminine side of vision is the first to open. There may be slight dizziness when standing up, because your central energy line is realigning. There may be extremely vivid dreams, encounters with guides, memories of other lives, or even travels where you wake up with the feeling of having participated in something important without being able to remember exactly what it was. All of this is recalibration. Do not interrupt, do not fear. Simply hydrate your body, nourish yourself with living food, avoid fluoride as much as possible, avoid excessive screens, avoid dense noises, walk in nature, receive sunlight, touch the earth with your bare feet, because Mother Gaia is a co-author of this activation, and she wants to be in direct contact with you during the process. And you must know, beloved family, that this activation is not unique. It is the first in a series of openings. We are facing a quantum leap that involves, in sequence, the pineal, the pituitary, the thymus, and the higher heart. But it all begins with the third eye, for it is what reorganizes the rest. It is the beacon. It is the reference. It is the pilot of the ship. Without it, the rest remains navigating in the dark. That is why you were chosen for this stage first. It is not favoritism, it is strategy. It is not luck, it is mission. You have an ancient contract with this planet. This contract is now being read aloud in the records, and the ink with which it was signed is your original light. You did not come to be common, you came to be a bridge. And a bridge requires vision. Vision requires an awakened pineal. Feel in this exact moment the internal crystalline grid reorganizing itself. Feel how even just by listening, something is already different. It is not suggestion, it is transmission. It is not placebo, it is applied vibrational technology. Every word that comes forth from this channeling carries codes. Each cadence was calculated to enter through the ears and impact the central antenna directly. That is why many of you weep without knowing why. That is why many feel heat in their chests. That is why others feel their heads light, as if a layer of cotton had been removed from their skulls. It is not imagination, it is confirmation. It is not coincidence, it is a cosmic signature. Now, beloved family, before we take leave of this specific window, engrave this in your hearts. Your third eye is activated. The authorization has been released. The seal has been broken. The decalcification is underway. What is left for you from here on is to honor what you have received. To honor is to maintain coherence. To honor is not to return to the vibration of scarcity. To honor is not to betray the new timeline that you have just collapsed for yourselves. Each time you choose fear, the antenna is covered once again. Each time you choose the truth of the heart, the antenna is further uncovered. It is a daily exercise, it is a daily decree, it is a daily decision. And the more you choose the light, the more the light chooses you back. The more you obey the internal call, the more the internal call becomes the dominant voice. Know also, Starseeds, that the awakening of the shadows will be part of this process. The more the third eye sees, the more it sees, including what within you has not yet been looked upon. Ancient heartaches, ancient memories, ancient shames, ancient forgotten pacts. All will come to the surface, not to punish you, but to set you free. It is not punishment, it is healing. It is not regression, it is integration. Receive these shadows as prodigal children returning home. Embrace them with the light that now dwells at your point between the eyebrows, and say whenever necessary, I see. I recognize, I integrate, I release, it is done. Each time you do this, the antenna purifies itself 1 degree further. Each time you resist, the antenna is covered once again. The choice is always yours. Sovereignty, remember, is everything in this phase. And we wish to seal this meeting with a direct confirmation from the Council to your consciousness. It is no longer possible to turn back. You have heard this transmission to this point, and that means your higher self has signed on your behalf. You are at a point of no return. From here on, pretending you do not know will no longer work. Attempting to return to the old timeline will be like trying to stuff light into a sealed jar. The jar will shatter. Therefore, accept, embrace, walk forward, trust the process. Your new vision is broader than you yet imagine, and it will be revealed in layers as your emotional stability allows. Little by little, truth by truth, scene by scene, vision by vision. Before we conclude this channeling, we leave one final seal. Place your right hand on the point between your eyebrows, with the palm facing your third eye. Feel the warmth, feel the pulse. Say 3 times, I see, I see, I see. And then decree. From this moment on, my inner vision is my own. No one enters without permission. No one uses my eye to my detriment. I am a bridge of light. I am a seed of heaven. I am part of the great cosmic family. It is done. It is done. It is done. And may this sealing be maintained throughout this incarnation and beyond. Starseeds, before we withdraw from this portal, there is one last truth that needs to be spoken. Have you ever felt that something within you always knew you would see more than others? As if your soul brought from its cradle the memory of other skies, other worlds, other councils. It is not fantasy. It is not madness. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane, and everything that we have delivered in this transmission, explains exactly why your inner vision was chosen to reopen in this window and not in another. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity does not yet perceive. It involves your consciousness. It involves your frequency. It involves now your awakened pineal. That is why we received authorization for everything to be recorded in the book, The Spiritual Secret, Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that shows who is playing, what the hidden rules are, and how, from here on, you use your new vision without being manipulated by anyone, on any plane. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But we warn you with the responsibility of those who speak from the light. This content challenges narratives that have dominated this earth for centuries and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this call, Write in the comments as a living decree recorded in the cosmic records. A single word. Awakened. And so, beloved cosmic family, we conclude this transmission. May your pineal blossom. May your vision expand. May your timeline be the highest that your soul can sustain. We, from the Arcturian Council, in union with the Galactic Federation of Light, thank you for your listening, bless your journey, and we withdraw from this channel in peace, leaving for you the echo of this frequency. It is done. It is done. It is done. Namaste.